Hello, I'm Brad Fraser. This is Final Fantasy XIV. I have returned. Thank you so much for your patience. And yeah, I'm kind of rushed back from from my break. All right. I understand now why the students at Badestian were petitioned. But what were my grandfather's findings? Not only regarding the stone, but the gate. Well, we've done it. We've seen Wakalamat to victory in the right of succession. Like me, I expect you will have no few questions about this golden city, but they must wait until our claimant has settled into a new role. Even as we speak, she prepares for the ascension ceremony back at the palace. I've given to understand it'll be held in a few days' time. In the meantime, let us all enjoy some well-deserved rest. Yeah, we're still in the danger zone, because again, I was warned about 95 having some side quests that had spoilers. So I'm going to try and stick to main questing around here as much as I can. Hey, we leveled up. All right. Well, let's see. Medica Mastery. Nice. I want to extract materia from this. Okay. Well, let's continue, shall we? On speaking with Fashekwa, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Oh yeah, let's go. Welcome back. And may I congratulate you on Wakalamat's victory in the right of succession. It's a great honor to host the comrades of the future Dawn Servant. Such is a great journey that doubtless left you fatigued. Please relax and enjoy your stay. All right, cool. The dawn of a new tomorrow. Sometime later. Surprised to see me? I suppose it's only natural. May I come in? Sure. I haven't properly thanked you. Oh? That my sister was able to realize her potential is testament to the quality of her traveling companions, particularly you. Well, glad it could help. Wakalamat did all the work. I had just moral support. My primary business in calling is to deliver a message from Lamati. As you well know, after the Ascension ceremony, she'll officially take up the mantle of Dawn Servant. She's expressed a desire for you to accept a post within her administration, while making no mention of me. You needn't decide immediately. My sister will broach the matter with you again after the ceremony. Whether you continue to assist Lamati or not is up to you. That is all, if you'll excuse me. All right? You've become someone irreplaceable to her. As her brother, I acknowledge that with no little jealousy. But believe me, when I say that I hope you will stay by her side. kitty. Are you saying hello? And thus it arrived. The day of the Dawn Servant Ascension Ceremony. So at lunch, I was watching another streamer, and he was talking about how City of Gold is when this expansion starts to get interesting, which that's good to know.
What a crowd, as befits the changing of Dawn Servants.
Wow, yes, you're a very licky cat.
It's starting.
Can you show affection in ways other than your tongue? Purring. Purring is good. So what is up with the wisdom? We're gonna find out now.
The head of reason is resting again. Thought he'd grace us for this occasion at least.
People of Tuliolal, you honor us with your presence. For on this auspicious day, we witness the dusking of one era and the dawning of the next. The succession of Dawn servants. But I've talked for long enough. Allow me to present the claimant, whose determination, wisdom, and compassion guided them to triumph in the City of Gold.
So now he's going to assault the City of Gold while we're ruling the country, right? Something like that.
My daughter, Wuklamat.
I love you too, Chloe.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Huzzah indeed.
Long live the Dawn Servant! Long live Tuliolal!
Growing up in this city, I used to think I knew all there was to know about Tuliolal.
So the question is, why didn't he try to stop the practice of the children being sacrificed? That's the real question.
But my journey showed me how much I had yet to learn about the cultures, histories, and aspirations of this nation. Through the time-honored Ihana, the Hanuhanu taught me how they nourish and cultivate both the land and their bonds with visitors. And with their alpacas and tradecraft, the Pelupelu showed me the depths of their patience and fortitude luck. From the Moblins and their artisans, I gained insight into the power of creativity, that it is when we are filled with passion and bolstered by the support of others that we produce our best works. And in Kozamauka, I was moved by the history and hopes of the Yokhui, who believe that death isn't the end, that we live on so long as we're remembered. I felt joy and harmony in Yaktel when I tasted Shebruk Bibil, the dish that marked the beginning of peace between the Shebral and Mamurja after centuries of warfare. And I felt sorrow in Mamuk when I met with those who placed their faith in the promise of blessed siblings, and for this were burdened with great suffering. Through the understanding we forged, I'm hopeful that they will find what they seek through friendship and community. For we are all Turali.
Understanding with Mamuk? What sorcery did she use on them?
With the right ally, anything is possible.
All of which is to say that, as I've come to know our nation, I've seen the ways in which we thrive, and the ways in which we still struggle. Some in Kozamauka must resort to banditry to survive. A faction of Yokhui still cling to dreams of conquest. Not everyone lives in peace and plenty. And there's still so much of Tulihyolol I don't know. Places I haven't seen, and people I haven't met. That's why I hope to keep learning about and from you, that we might build a nation where everyone knows happiness. Because if there's one thing my journey has taught me, it's that your happiness is my happiness! I say mine, but the Dawn Servant doesn't need to be a single person, does it?
Oh dear. What is she doing?
Yeah. My father led Tulihyolol to prosperity by the resolve and reason of his 2 heads. But my one head can only get us so far. To further change our nation for the better, I'll need someone else. Someone with the knowledge and insight that I lack. So what do you say? Be Dawn Servant with me, Kona?
This will go poorly.
Lamachi, are you certain?
Absolutely. You take reason, and I take resolve. Together, we make a full Dawn Servant.
You'll have no objections from me, of course. But mine is not the approval you need.
During my time abroad, I experienced the benefits of foreign technologies, some of which I introduced to our nation. Dirigibles now soar the sky in the south, while locomotives traverse the land in the north. I was convinced that by imitating foreign powers, we could assert our strength and thereby deter invasion. Yet despite my intentions, I failed to understand what I was too eager to cast aside, and the very people I wish to protect.
And we're just kind of bobbing.
My own journey has taught me that culture isn't a hindrance to progress, but a shared value that binds us, connecting lives and generations. With your blessing, I vow to help Tulihyolol prosper in a way that honors the hopes and heritage of all her peoples. My esteemed predecessor would accept nothing less. For ultimately, I harbor the same wish as my sister. To give you cause to smile. That is my heartfelt desire.
New statue?
Glad this didn't go to waste. This is the Lay of Legacy. The part of the Tulihyola saga where you and I become the next Dawn servant.
Good heavens! Don't tell me this is what kept you so busy ahead of the ceremony.
Just so you know, I didn't decide this on a whim. After reflecting on all we've been through, I realized it was the only answer.
Worthy successors. He would have been proud. Of course you knew. It's been 3 years since my brother left us.
Reason died 3 years ago.
It cannot be. The head of reason is no longer with us.
Oh, tragic tidings.
I didn't want to believe it.
I'm sorry I never told you. We wanted the people to rest easy until our successor could be chosen. Planning the right was my brother's final duty. He was determined for it to serve the nation's best interests, and labored nigh without cease. And then he died, forcing me to do the actual work. A sneaky bastard. But he did well. I have to give him that. The outcome speaks for itself.
Sweetie, sweetie.
Though not quite to the original script, your new Dawn servant rises. May they shine resplendent, and their rule bring light ever greater to Tuliolo.
A big Yahweh. Waklamad is brilliant up there, wasn't she? The part of the second promise was surprising, but between the two of them, I dare say our new Dawn servants will be capable of anything. The future of Tuli Lalal is bright indeed. Oh yeah. They're doing great. Earlier in Yaktel.
Change is in the air, and it's all because of our little firebrand. Every Ilmer father's daughter, that one. I'll be watching where you steer this nation, lass. With what time I've got left.
So, what's First Promise going to do? Wakalamat has truly come into her own, is she not? Indeed, even as she moved the people with her heartfelt words, she retained her characteristic spontaneity, as evidenced by her nomination of Corona as fellow Dawn servant. As sudden as it was, I would like to believe she gave it all due consideration. She could do far less. Kawana completed every feat except the last, and that he only forfeited to help Wakalamat secure victory. I look forward to seeing how Tuilalau will prosper under her care. Indeed. Everyone, thank you for coming. I could see you all perfectly from up there. That was an impressive speech, Dawn Servant. I told you, no titles. Besides, after everything we've been through together, you're nothing less than family. So, like my family does, I like you to call me Lamati. I'll try to pronounce it correctly. Lamati. Lamati. Oh, don't you worry about that. However you say it, I know it'll be with love. If we do mispronounce it, please correct us, but it would be my honor to call you Lamati. Mine as well. Indeed. Consider us your Eorzean cousins, if such a notion appeals to you. Eorzean cousins. It's a little embarrassing, but not in a bad way. There's still lots I'd like to say, but I need to make my rounds first. I want to thank my supporters who are visiting for the occasion. Could you wait for me here? Of course. We'll keep ourselves entertained. That said, would you join me, Piotr? Sure. Wonderful. Come, and meet me outside the wing it walks in. Quest accepted. Ready? Let's go. Our first stop is Auntie's Tacos. And not just for a snack, I promise. Oh, Wook Ebu and Mablu should still be there. Wakalamat is now accompanying you. Keep her to your side in order to proceed with the objectives. Hey, here's that tutorial again. Whee! And we're kind of sticking with our main quest till we get out of 95, since 95 is supposed to be where the one is out of order. Done servant Woklamat. Words cannot express the profound joy your ascension has brought me. No need for formalities. I'm still the same old me. All right, then. I shall forgo formalities. Oh, but I cannot. You're the Dawn servant. Too disrespectful to address you without your due title. As Dawn servant, I am ordering you not to bother with formalities. All right, then. Won't bother anymore. I could more easily converse with a drunken alpaca. Thank you for helping Wakalamat become Dawn servant, Peter. Political opinions in our community may have been divided, but a Dawn servant's ascension presents us all with a pristine opportunity, which is why I have convinced everyone to participate in a commemorative sales campaign. Let's go. A wonderful idea, no? My first big undertaking as a merchant. I do like the sound of a sale, so long as I'm not persuaded to buy too much. It's so good to see you all again. I wanted to personally thank each of you for your help. The feat of Reeds and the feat of Gold were my first true tests as a claimant. If not for your guidance, I would have failed the right of succession before I ever even fully understood its I would have failed the right of succession before I fully understood its importance. Now that you've given me a taste of celebrating culture, I cannot wait to see what else Tui Laral has to offer. In Shaktural, for instance. As always, you must observe proper etiquette. I'd be happy to offer my services as a tutor, should you desire them. I can think of no better instructor. I'll be sure to bring Koana as well. Your duties as Dawn servant will be plentiful, but don't forget your promise to attend the Evnahana next season. Of course, I wouldn't miss it. When I've made a name for myself as a merchant, I'll come by the palace and tell you all about my biggest sales. I look forward to it. I've been personally attending to your alpaca's care. There we hope to see you at the ranch again. You tell my fluffy Spitfield friend that Wakalomat will visit soon. Anyway, you'll have to excuse us. You haven't seen Fonjantain around here, have you? A tall, slim fellow with long, pointy ears. I saw a man matching that description by the weapons dealer at Bayside Bevy, on company of a Moblin, and a pair of Yakui, if I remember correctly. Bayside Bevy. Got it. Yeah, let's do it. Enjoy the festivities, everyone, and the tacos. Of course. Of course, of course. Really want to do this other mission. I hope it doesn't ruin anything. It's just I sit out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, I gotta do that one. I gotta do them all. Must do all the missions. Hello, Papi. Papipia. Stop falling asleep, computer. Well met, traveler. Couldn't help but notice you staring at my crops there. Dabble in a bit of sowing and growing yourself. How about running a quick errand for me? By way of thanks, I'll share some of my know-how we local farmers have cultivated over the years. Right, it all starts with compost. And that's where you come in. I need your help getting a load of the mankins that go into the mulch. And you can go wrong with alpaca manure. That sounds awesome. No need to look so worried. I'll get the dung delivered from the alpaca to the stables later. What I want you to do is go around and collect vegetable scraps for me. I've got an arrangement with some of the eateries here in Tualalau, you see. I need you to pay a visit to Shalyavte and Anti's Tacos. Think you can do that for me? Sure, I can do that. There's someone up north, too. So many missions. Let's do them all. I've got to catch all of these missions. Very important. Alright. I'm going to break really quick, and I'll be right back. Let's continue, shall we? Choose to undertake this quest. Now, the guidance from the journal duly includes to determine your course of action. Whoa. I recognize you from the Dawn Servant's entourage. Wrong voice. Let me get the right voice. Hold on. Well, I recognize you from the Dawn Servant's entourage. You have my wholehearted thanks in taking part in the rite of succession. I myself am an attendant to Val Wuklamot. Yes, and then perhaps I can entrust this to you. The riddle inside that envelope was penned by Bao Koana himself. It's the first part of a treasure hunt he devised for his sister. As I recall, she managed to solve the initial riddle, but gave up soon after. I gather the clues were a little too challenging. In time, we forgot all about it. Anyway, I was tidying up my quarters the other day and stumbled across that envelope. The treasure should lie here within the city. If you're keen for a bit of sport, perhaps you'd like to try and decipher Bao Koana's words. The first riddle I gave you will point you in the right direction. The pit buyer after his vegetable scraps, is he? Say no more. To make a decent taco, you can't cut corners when it comes to meat and spices, but vegetables is just as vital. Mine are packed full of the best produce you can get, and all of it grown by Tapia himself. We business owners have to look out for one another after all. Well, that's good. And its opening is just so reminiscent of Sing Sing Sing. Hey there, Fungin Thing. Welcome to the Dawn Servant. Peter, you honor us with your presence. Thank you for coming, everyone. I know the journey to Tulilal isn't a short one.
Long roads worth of travel to congratulate new Dawn servants.
To hear the head of reason has passed brings me sorrow. But we who remember him will ensure he lives on. May the acolytes of this day be his offerings to the future he envisioned. The High Luminary and I attend on behalf of Warlord Echo. Had our people come en masse, we would have been an obstruction.
Nonsense. You're always welcome. All of you. This is your city as much as anyone's. I'm glad to see you hale and whole, Peter. Though I know little of the particulars, I can only imagine your last adventure has been both long and colorful. Beginning with the near shipwreck, if you'll remember. Yet here we stand, celebrating the ascension of your claimant. I'm pretty happy. When my journey began, I thought only of preserving the peace that my father worked so hard to create. But the feat of pots, the feat of proof, and the feat of ice showed me that peace is not simply the absence of war. Being able to live together in safety and happiness, that was what my father envisioned for this nation. That's the Tulilal I want for you all. So I promise you this. As Dawn Servant, I will do everything I can to bring that same happiness to the bandits of Kozoluka and the Yakoi of Shural Salter. I will not forsake them.
As I was moved by our father's influence, so too may the Chawarga come to accept your peace. Their beliefs have stood for a millennium, will not easily shifted, neither are they immutable.
Well, I can be pretty determined. We'll come around eventually. Mark my words. I can vouch for the efficacy of such determination. Thanks to the Moblins' hospitality, I've been able to rediscover the joy of my craft and honor my father's legacy.
Now that good living is secure, the village overflows with field smiles. Such cooperation between Hellhounds and Potsworn is the very spirit of a healthy pot pact.
A partnership like yours is bound to be fruitful. I look forward to seeing the fantastic pieces you produce. There are some other people I'd like to see, so we should take our leave. Let's try and find Hanmuruk. Sure. The Shrybrax Rax. I believe I saw him in the sands below. Lame sounds. Thank you. Enjoy your time in the city. And remember, this will always be your home, too. Bolagal. Ah, Peter. Oh, yeah, protection has been keeping a beady eye on you. Say you've been making yourself useful. That in your adventures have taken you to nigh every corner of Tyrol, including Yachtell, I hear. The land of my people. I know how dangerous these woods can be, not only from the tales of my ancestors, but the bills on the board, too. Think you're ready to take on a bigger challenge? We can try it. That's the spirit. All right, then. Let me tell you what these intermediate marks are all about. Beginner level marks can be taken down by a hunter or mercenary, but these ones call for a mite more preparation. I'm not just taking physically, but mentally too. If you're going to risk your life going after these beasts, it's important to know what you're risking it for. That's why I tell everyone who thinks they're ready to move on with beginner builds to talk to Tiat Quat first. She's a master huntress and a mentor to would-be vipers. You'll find her down at the Kortung Gleam Sands. Look for a Chabral and the Cobalt Fur, and ask her to tell you our history. I'll get around to that. Oh, well, I never. To think I'd run into you in Tuilalal of all places. I'm from the Studium's Faculty of Biology. I've seen you before, back in Old Charlayan. Oh, that reminds me. You'll have to forgive the impertinence, but there just so happens to be a matter I could use your help with. I'm researching to rally ecosystems, and I'm currently on the hunt for one creature in particular. In truth, I barely set foot on land before I made the discovery. Alas, as I was trying to secure the specimen for study, it got away from me. And a somewhat peculiar cry, to say the least. The creature itself is covered in tawny brown fur and is rather small in stature. The strangest thing is, I asked some of the locals whether they'd heard of such an animal, and they seemed quite baffled. You don't happen to know the creature I speak of, do you? Sounds like a giant beaver to me. Giant, you say? Oh, I should very much like to behold such grandeur with my own eyes. I shall conduct an extensive search of the port, which I first saw the creature. Might I ask you to search the high ground, the residential district known as the Resplendent Quarter? Hey there, kitchen hand. The tip of you, said you. I made sure to set aside all the scraps and peelings you need. They're yours for the taking. Thanks. Of course, there are plenty of traders selling vegetables at Bayside Baby, but being able to doesn't come much fresher than that, I tell you. My honour us with a personal visit, Don Servant. Congratulations upon your ascension. No, none of that. My title may have changed, but I am still just Wok Lemat. More than just, I'd say. You've grown into a leader fit for this nation. Your father must be proud. I hope so. But big events like this make me wonder, you know. What my birth parents might say, if they knew. I imagine they would say it fills their hearts with joy to see the strong, compassionate woman you've become. I owe my thanks to you as well, for fulfilling your promise to me. Sure thing. I told Buckle Jaja to stay with us so we could all congratulate you in person, but he just marched off, muttering something about not being able to face you just yet. The boy needs purpose. Purpose beyond catering to the demands of others. He's always too obliging for his own good. I'm sure he'll find it in his own time. Especially now if he knows his family is there for him. Okay. Wow, this just... I just had to fix it really quick. It was bothering me. Thank you for your patience. That we are. By the by, have you seen Kataram anywhere? Tankor, that is. Kataram, was it? Strong man, if a bit exotic. We called upon him before leaving Mamuk, but he wasn't at home. I don't recall seeing him at the ceremony either. The first promise was notably absent as well, though I assume he required time to salve his injured pride. Everybody thought he'd be the one to succeed Papa. My victory must have come as quite a shock to him. As for Dunkwa, I'm sure he's around here somewhere, or ready to appear when we least expect him. We'd best be going, but relax, enjoy, and make yourselves at home. And come and visit us anytime. Sure. All right, I think I found everyone I could find. Let's return to the others in the winged walk. Sure thing. People posting links in the chat. You have business with me, outsider? Yeah, I was told to come talk to you. Bolaga sent you, eh? More meat for the marks. Though you look like you have a little more in you than most. Well, if you're dead set on devoting yourself to the Dawn Hunt, I should let you know a little more about it. Where to begin? You might say at the beginning, but it's hard to put a pin exactly when that was. Even before Kawana brought the system of marks and bills over from Eorzea, our people were hunters. Not just for food, but for safety, hunting down those ill-made monstrosities before whose very existence was inimical to our own. It was for that very purpose that the Vipers came to be. The finest hunters in Tural banded together to hone their skills with the blades, and devoted their lives to stalking and slaying the fiends. At first, we were no more than a fellowship of like-minded folk who'd taken it upon themselves to deal with any danger they caught wind of. It was only after Gogo Jaja united Tural under the Dawn Servant's crown that our role as protectors of the realm was made official. Commissions started pouring in from Yushes to Yaktel, but we didn't have the numbers to answer them all. That's when Koana proposed to be bringing into the system we'd seen in Eorzea, calling on adventurers and mercenaries to handle those threats we could not. And there's a point to this little history lesson, it is this. Many folk join the hunt seeking adventure or glory or fortune, but from the very beginning, whenever there was, it's been only one thing and one thing only, protecting those who cannot protect themselves. Don't forget that. Sure. Oh, and one more request that I can make of every Viper that train under me. Don't get yourself killed. We hunt to save lives, not to throw them away for no good reason. I reckon that's enough moralizing for me for one day. And it's about time I headed back to Yaktel. Come and direct by if you're in the area. Sure. Back already, are ya? Did Tiet Klotz tell you anything you needed to know? Oh, yeah, sure. Good to hear. We don't hunt to kill, we hunt to live. Remember that and you'll be fine. Speaking of which, I took the opportunity to update your ledger. You are approved to take on intermediate marks now. Good hunting and good luck. all. Intermediate dawn hunt marks now available. You'll be able to undertake intermediate dawn hunt mark bills from the dawn hunt board. New quests are available from Bal Oga upon reaching level 99. You know what? I feel like there's going to be somewhere closer we can start on that one. Heck, we're just trying to kind of force the main quest until we get out of the 85, since that's the one that's got the limits out of order. Don't want to risk it. Welcome back. Hope you didn't rush on our account. I actually did rush, but not because of you.
Seen everyone you wanted to see?
I have. Sorry for keeping you all. Now, there's just one last matter. What Kona spoke to you about. I'm sure he made it abundantly clear, but I'm completely serious. I want you to stay in Tuliyola with me.
Okay, but like the next time the multiverse is in danger, I gotta leave.
I'm not forcing you, of course. But should you wish it, you'll always have a place here. Ah, that's right. This is for you. A permit granting passage to Shaktural, which, as I recall, you've yet to see. An adventurer like you could hardly resist, no? I can't believe our journey is over already.
Halfway through the game, I suspect we're not quite done.
You accepted me as a comrade and stood with me to the end. You have my eternal gratitude. Thank you. Well, I had better get going. I need to start learning all my official Dawn servant duties. I'll be sure to share what my old man says about the Golden City too, once he tells me. Till then, feel free to pass the time as you like.
Right.
For now, I will remain in Tural. There's someone I'd like to see before returning to Sharlayan.
What about the rest of you?
Alize and I also intend to remain a while longer. As educational as this experience has been thus far, we feel there are even more lessons to be had for Garlemald. By hearing about the peace your father facilitated, and then seeing you reforge relations with Mamuk, we were reminded of a profound truth. That is, acceptance begins with understanding.
All right.
And, like you demonstrated throughout the rite, there are unexpected yet effective ways for two sides to understand each other. The question is how to encourage it. And by seeing more of this nation born of unity, we hope to find some hints.
Personally, I can hardly wait to learn more about the City of Gold. So, if I may, I'd like to stay in Tuliyola as well.
By all means. Your rooms are at your disposal for as long as you need them.
And what of you? Thinking of touring Shaktural, perhaps?
Eventually, yeah. That's the plan.
Of course. You're hardly the type to leave half a continent unexplored.
Exactly.
Then perhaps we could travel together? The person I intend to meet is my mentor, so I'll be visiting my hometown in Shaktural. If you have no particular destination in mind, I'd be happy to guide you en route.
Then it's farewell for now.
For now.
Take care, all of you.
Hi.
When you're ready, come and meet me at the Shaktural Skygate.
Hi, Kitty. Kitty says hello. Hi.
We're friends to the end, you hear me? Friends to the end!
Hi, Kitty. Hi. Yes, you're a very purry kitty. Very, very purry kitty. Hey there, vocal varmint. Squeal? The vocal varmint and his companion seem willing to follow you. Lead the pair back to the determined naturalists in High Tide Harbor. The vocal varmint and his companion now accompany you, keeping at your side for the quest objectives. You can leave your quest companions behind by entering a different area or by speaking with them and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have your companions join you again, speak with them at their original location. If you missed this tutorial, don't worry, you'll get it like 7 or 8 more times before you continue your quest. Hi there, Mr. Purrs. Yes, I know. Yes, I love you too, buddy. Ah, brilliant, simply brilliant. Not one, but two. I only spotted a single specimen earlier. Little did I think there'd be another one lurking nearby. Squeal, squeal, squeal. They both seem remarkably docile. What a marvelous stroke of luck to be reunited with my quarry so quickly. This rather vindicates my decision to travel all this way. You see, our professor recently absconded, leaving me and my fellow researchers vying for a newly vacated position. This is just what I need. If I can work this discovery into a paper, it will do wonders for my standing within the faculty, and put me one step closer to my tenured position. Suffice it to say, I'll be keeping a close eye on these two, and tending to them with the utmost care. Can't wait to conduct a thorough study. Squeal, squeal. All right. Kitty continues purring away. I'm glad you're happy, Cat. Mulch, ado about nothing. Thank you. Tapipia. Oh, back with me scraps, are you? There you go. Much obliged. Now with a little heap in time, these odds and ends will make a fine compost. That's not all they're good for. Spread them straight onto the soil, and they'll make for decent fertilizer in a pinch. That's what folks used to do in the olden days, anyhow. And then the head of reason and his companions got to putting their knowledge of plants and whatnot to use, sowing the seeds of the composting techniques we use today. I named this farm Seafoam Fields for good reason. That salty ocean air brings in plenty of minerals, which help the plants thrive. All it takes beyond that is a bit of compost to bring out the best in the soil. All these scraps I should set for a good while. Appreciate the help, traveler. For what it's worth, I hope you learned a thing or two from my prattling on. Sure, why not? Level 95. Past these gates and over the bridge lies... Past these gates and over the bridge lies Shaktaral. You have your permit, yes? Packed and ready? No last minute stops to make before we leave. Forgive me, I'm afraid traveling with our new Dawn servant may have scarred me for life. It'll be fine. Meanwhile, in the depths of the sky-deep cenote, one head or two. This is a one head right here. The first promise. While we dillied and dallied, he's going to the City of Gold. He's going to open the door. The first promise, gasp. This is the gate to the Golden City? Two decades ago, your father bade me transcribe a letter to a scholar across the salt, petitioning the study of this place,
when he discovered it was something the Dawn Servant feared enough to steal away forever. Or so we thought until Wright's objective became the City of Gold. But to think that Conquo would be entrusted with its safekeeping. Had I known that doddering old fool carried a set of keystones, we might have spared ourselves these tiresome feats. Great power sleeps here, and with it you shall obtain your birthright. So you say, yet the new Dawn Servant succeeded where I could not. Taking their throne will be no easy task. The resilient son underestimates his own potential. There's no need to worry. I have liberated the key from the Dawn Servant's vault. You alone have a means to unlock the gate. You will gain all that you were denied. The right, your father's shade. These bitter memories will soon be forgotten. Seize your future promise. Open the gate, and become the ruler you were destined to be. It's working. If something can cure me, at last. Who's there? Show yourself. Open the prison, you idiots. If only I could. Alas, the gate will not open for me. Only the key in your possession can connect us. Open the prison, you fool. Then you are the guardian of the city's great power. I do not claim this power is great, but the knowledge I possess is enough to realize any desire to remake worlds. Is that so? Fascinating. Name your price, then, for my desire is the world itself. Yes, yes, the resilient sun rises. Together we shall create a nation worthy of our rule. Promise? Why? The useless tool is cast aside. Deliver me a new world, one that bends to my will. As you wish, but in exchange. We're going to free something from the prison. In right triumphant. Ready to get underway? Sure. Then present your travel pass to that guard, and let us be off. Wrong voice, sorry. You won't have to wait long to enjoy sightseeing. The bridge to Chalcherel is a wonder in its own right. Let's go against the Golden Great Bridge. Let's go. This gate is barred to all save those who express permission from one of the Dawn Servants. Here's their permission. Signed by Lamont herself. My apologies, sir, if you would wait here for but a moment.
and across the Golden Gate Bridge.
Shall we then?
Yeah, let's do it. You need to remember to attune to the crystal here. Oh, this guy's always so pretty in this game. Oh, I love it.
On the far side of that great bridge unfolded the wilds of Shaloni, where the sun guides in the Shitonatung. A harsh guide, to be sure, with its blazing rays scorching the land and hardening its inhabitants. But sweeping change had come to the arid expanse when, beneath its red crust, vast deposits of ceruleum were discovered.
Okay.
Embracing this opportunity, Vau Kona supporters hurtle on, driven by dreams of a future illuminated by blue flame. It is here that our journey continues, our path taking us along winding roads of steel. Each length of track a declaration of hope and ambition.
Okay, so Red Dead Redemption, Final Fantasy Edition. I'm here for it.
My home, Yasulani, lies past Shaloni. It will be a long journey, but the railroad should make it easier.
Railroads, nice.
As for the way to the train station, let's ride these fellows, shall we?
We could always buff a high, but I think let's buff a low. Short on a Ruralnik. Afraid so. If one will suffice, I have a creature ready and willing. But if you need two, then you'll have to wait. Can we both ride one? The Ruralnik have been acting strangely of late. More easily spooked and otherwise disagreeable. Picking at the few fit for renting has proven bothersome work. They're usually so docile. Ones I saw earlier did not appear to be unhealthy either. But much has changed since last I was here. Not the best start to our journey. Still, the train station isn't far. Seeing as how we aren't in a hurry, let's go on foot. We can. How about that, sir? I'm still traveled as you look. As well traveled as you look. It's not only the Ruruk that's giving us trouble. Other wildlife has shown signs of aggression too. A merchant should be returning soon with one of our beasts. Stick around till they do, and I'll see you both on Ruruk for a safer trip. Your offer is most appreciated, but I don't think my friend here is particularly concerned about your wildlife. Whatever gets us where we're going faster is fine. Even if you left now, waiting for the road need to be faster than walking, and safer besides. You'll be back on the road before you know it, I promise. And there we have it. Right, well, change of plans. There's a small town nearby. We can pass the time there while you're waiting. Alright. Take it you're heading to Harusuki, then. I'll have a man bring a Ronik over there. Just mind yourself around the drunkards and troublemakers, eh? Sure. We'll tune to the crystal, and then we'll get our 2 o'clock breaker a little early.
last time I was here, it was a little more than a camp with a shop or three.
Well, well. It's become a proper town.
This is very amusing.
Hey! Now hold on a minute.
Some sort of trouble.
Oh?
I'm talking to you, you old bastard.
Give me strength. For the last time, the investigation is closed. There's no refuting the evidence.
It's the first time I can remember seeing Old West in Final Fantasy. I'm sure it has to have been here some point before.
I don't give a shit about your evidence, you lying scum. You release my friends, or I'll make you wish you had.
Let me remind you who the scum is here. Your friends, who had the temerity to point their firearms at me, the deputy chief of the Dust Watch. And after taking them into custody, what should we discover but incontrovertible proof that they had committed larceny? They will not be released until they've paid for their crimes.
I'd heard the peacekeeping force had been formed to deal with growing lawlessness. Seems the situation is bad indeed.
Still can't get up a fuss, eh? Sounds like poor Zekua needs his bottle.
Sure he wouldn't prefer his mama's teat? Treat me like a child, will you? My friends haven't done anything wrong, damn it! They've been framed!
Oh, stubborn little runt. Listen here, Zekua. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you'd best comport yourself like one. That means respecting the rule of law. Order may be precarious here in Shaloni, but it can be had if each man does the right thing. And for those that don't, well, they have to answer to the Dust Watch. Now run along and think before you cast aspersions next time. Lest you hurt my feelings.
Fine! If that's how it's gonna be.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Is that?
Justinian.
There's a time to fight and a time to withdraw. For you, that's now.
What?
Hey!
What are you doing, Zekua? You better not be stirring up trouble.
Wahute! You sack of Ronek shit! This ain't over! You hear me?
You want to tell me what that was about?
Nothing that need concern you, sir. Zekua is simply struggling to come to terms with the low character of his friends. But for good measure, I'll have the men keep an eye on him.
Yes, you do that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go make my rounds.
wasn't expecting to see your faces among the crowd.
It's kind of surprising.
Talk is rife there's a new Dawn servant. Take it you found it then. The Golden City.
We did. That's pretty cool.
Aye, the contest is over. And as I needed to return home to Yasulani, I offered to show our friends some of Shak Tural. What brings you north?
Nothing in particular. Just seeing what there is to see.
How very like you.
Gulul Jaja compensated me rather generously for our duel. I'll be able to enjoy a comfortable life on the road for the foreseeable future.
Well, that's good.
But for now,
just don't get swindled.
I shall be moving on. Oh, by the way, I recommend you try the Sabatender. They may not look it. They're surprisingly delicious.
But we don't serve Sabatender here.
Yeah, close enough. He kills him and eats him himself. No sooner did we set out did we run into excitement. At least no one was hurt. This Death Squatch has their work cut out for them. For as long as I can remember, all disputes, big or small, were settled by dueling. Peoples of Shalawani rarely see eye to eye. For better or worse, it was the simplest way to settle differences. Since most would sooner not risk their lives, though, it encouraged parties to pursue peaceful resolutions in a roundabout fashion. The Dust Watch is likely established by supporters of Kawana, preferring peace be enforced through the formal rule of law. A reasonable stance, all things considered. If things ever got out of hand, the Lance Guard would be forced to step in. What freedom they had would now be lost under Zoroja's authority. All of which is to say, unless a lengthy stay at a jailhouse appeals to you, be mindful of how you handle your arms in town. I should like to think the stableman has arrived in the Ronique by now. I'll just go ahead and check. If you still want to have a look around, then be my guest. Come and find me when you've had your fill. First, I need to tune to this crystal, and then take my 2 o'clock potty break. Alright, be right back. All right, let's continue. Luyawa will play Triple Triad. You got the time for the game of Triple Triad. It's all the rage around these parts. Only trouble is, I keep losing. Yeah, let's go. Oof. How did that happen? Okay. Fluid. Damn it, I lost. Looks like I still need some practice. I could play a few hands around the saloon, see if I up my game. Speaking of saloon, let's go in. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh, say, you strike a rather imposing figure. Can I ask a favor of you? A few of our regulars have gotten a little too deep in their cups, and all of their commotion is starting to turn away customers. They refuse to leave, and there's not much more I can do without stirring up any trouble. Someone as intimidating as you, on the other hand, could get away with a great deal. In fact, I'd wager you could douse them with water, and they'd sooner go home than lift a finger against you. There's not a well far from here, if you're willing to try and sober them up. There's a well not far from here. There you go. You're not from around here, are you? Some folks won't take notice if you have a stranger instead. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I have a package I need delivered here in the saloon. Nothing unsavory, mind, but I need it kept safe from the curious hands and prying eyes. If you're willing to help a desperate soul in need, then make for to you a lost trailhead. Merchant should be there waiting. Hopefully somewhere out of sight. If there's something particular you're looking for, I've been known to carry a rare bauble or two. Of course, I need welcome, I'd say, before bi-colored gemstones if I depart with my stock. But now I have access to the rare gemstone exchange. Okay. I needed that repair badly. Can't say I've seen you here before. A passing traveler through, I take it. Before you set off, would you be willing to lend me a hand? It's a simple thing, really. Just a small delivery of nopales and tuna. Take these nooneke to a saloon in Toyana by the Runic stables. When you finish, come back here and I'll see if I can't put together a little something for your trouble. Whee! Whee! Welcome, friend. This here is where we look after the town's Ronique, but I'm guessing you already knew that. I take it your being here means you've taken an interest in these gentle giants. Sure. We use them for moving wagons and people and just about everything, really. I don't know what we would do without them. Say, how would you like to feed one of them? No need to be shy. Take this and try giving it to one of them right there. The poor thing is sick, but they're on the mend, and they could do with a little food. Despite appearances, they're easily frightened. If they shy away from you, I'd recommend a quick pet and a scratch behind the ear first. Despite the delicious feed in your hand, it shies away from you. Perhaps it'll warm up to you with a delicious pet. Delicious pet? Why would I feed it a pet? Hey there, buddy. How you doing? Oh. Ronick wags his tail and leans into your hand. It seems to have taken a liking to you. Here, have some hay. Ronick turns its head. Seems to have no interest in your feed. He doesn't want to eat feed. Something the matter. Doesn't want our feed. Won't eat? Well, that's not good. They need to if they're going to get better. When all else fails, the Ronick never turn down a generous helping of corn. I'll keep a bag in the cart there for just such an occasion. See if they won't take a bite. I'll grab some water. Apparently the bird didn't like that water. Corn. Here, have some corn. Frank's eyes light up as he happily munches on the corn. Everybody likes corn. I see they've rediscovered their appetite. Good, the Ronick do so much for us. Certainly right that we keep them healthy and happy. The Hetsaro, in particular, regard the Ronick with great reverence. They call the beast Hetso, meaning leader of souls in the Hetsaro tongue. They look like the Ronick in guidance, the great many things. They even migrate together. Around this time of year, you'll like to find them around Lake Torai. If you'd like to learn more about the Ronick, you could do worse than pay them a visit. Damn, please. Saloon. Welcome, friend. If you're looking to wet your whistle, I got just the thing. I got some freshly cut Nepalese and freshly cut tuna. Why, this is Nepalese and tuna I ordered. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting you to be the one to deliver it. If you never tried them, I highly recommend it. Removing the needles can be something of a hassle, but Nepalese can be used for all sorts of cooking. And tuna can be used for desserts if you peel them, or squeeze to make the juice. Tuna juice? Thanks for the quick delivery. Yep, well, never drinking anything here. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't pay you to talk. Now go and get my drink. Here, have some well water. Don't bother me for a Ronnie's horn, that's cold. What are you trying to do, drown me? Well, I'm too tired for this, I'm going home. Here's the well water to sober up the unruly patrons. Hey, you, do you know, what time it is? I don't suppose it matters. Here, have some water. What was that for? Oh, damn it, I need to go get changed. Anything upstairs? Careful, drunkard. Come on, don't be shy. Just follow the rhythm and let your hips do the rest. My hips do all kinds of work. Hey, what are you... I was just getting warmed up. Oh, God, what time is it? The boss will kill me if I'm late again. Can't be late. Oh, he'll probably know I'm playing triple triad way into the night. I saw the whole thing. Thank you so much. They can get carried away sometimes after a few drinks, but they're good folk. Miners, railroad workers, the lot of them, as with most of the people who pass through here. After a long, grueling day, they'll often stop by and unwind for a good spell. It's only when they get a little too comfortable it starts to become a problem. A problem the other day. A problem of another day, thanks to you. I know it isn't much, but I'd like for you to have this. After all your help, it's the least I can offer. All right, cool. Alright, let's get this Aether current.
Okay, I was going to say, if I need to fly to get the aether current to fly, that's a problem. But no, we're good. My friend, I take it. Sorry to have kept you both waiting. Unruly wildlife's not the only source of recent distress, I'm afraid. Also been a rise of robberies targeting merchants. As a result, we got a lengthy list of folk trying to use our Renuk. Which is why I have to ask you to stop at Chowasali Springs. That's fine, of course, but why haven't the Dust Watch dealt with this banditry? Kamek and his fellows are doing what they can, but they reckon the bandits are operating as a gang. Well, round them all up is easier said than done. If you got anything of value you want to take care, thank you for the warning. We'll be sure to stay vigilant. Right then, if you're ready to set off, I'll see you on your way. Lots and lots and lots of fun. Peter's a very pious guy. Okay. Ready? Let him saddle up. Friend seems to know the way, but, well, I won't bother giving directions. All right, let's hop on. This is your first time, so let's take it slow. Take care not to let it toss you. I continue to be struck by how much Shaloni's changed. That town we just visited wasn't even here several years ago. With a few reliable opportunities to replenish water supplies, travelers turn to non-palientes. Not just for the water in their stems, mind. Their fruits are also said to be both nutritious and delicious. Not paliatenders. See that hole there? Some might hope to find water there, but it's brimming with ceruleum. The erupting of flames would make it a spectacle, causing cautionary tales of people who wandered too close. Would be unfortunate when you're looking for water. The Wallahi, meanwhile, show great reverence to ceruleum and its blue flames. But that is a discussion for another time. We're here. A place we can attune to. Attune! Good thing one is Ronique. No sooner did we dismount that the next passengers are already on their way. We really are short on Ronique. What are you gonna do? Now then. This is Chowasali Springs, perhaps the busiest town here in Shaoloni. People travel here from all over, hoping to find their fortune. The change come from Hoaswatpi is interesting and surprising enough, but this is no less impressive. They have achieved a great deal in 3 years since I've been away. The station is on the eastern side of town, but there should be still time before the next train departs. If you don't mind, I'd like to pay a visit to an old friend of my mentor. Sure. Yate is her name. And if she learned that I passed through without saying a word, she'd never let me hear the end of it. So let's set out to our village some 10 years ago, hoping to earn coin as she traveled around Toronto. I can but assume she too came here seeking greater opportunities. In any case, let us see if we can find her. Her blue hair should make her easy to spot. Alright, look for a blue-haired lady while I'm attuning to this crystal. Well, the earrings didn't come through, but I do have arm guards of healing. Piety doesn't work. Spell speed would, though. Piety good on this one, though. More spell speed. Okay. Dawntrail orchestration roll. All right. For a blue-haired Chitona. Look inside the buildings then, although I guess not that one. Or that one. Okay. I guess we're not looking in the buildings. Anybody upstairs? No. Aha! Blue-haired Chitona. Oh, yes, I'm Ayati. And who might you be? You're my friend. Wrong button. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Could it be? Oh, goodness, it is. Erinville. Yes. Oh, man, grown. You're such a darling little thing as a child. You know, it's only been 3 years since last we spoke. Really? Only 3? I suppose it all starts to get hazy after a while, living as long as we do. Well, this is Ayati. She has known my mentor since they were children.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you too. I'm Peter. Never thought I'd see the day when you travel with company. You really have grown in land this ship. Is that what they call you here? Alright. I was born a Lena sheep. I adopted a new name when I became a gleaner, one that adheres to Eastern Fiera conventions. So as not to, just to avoid drawing attention. Given that this is a homecoming, it's only a matter of time before you found out. Nevertheless, I would appreciate it if you would continue using my chosen name. Sure thing, Arendelle. A homecoming? You know, I've been thinking about paying the old stamping grounds a visit myself. It would be great to see Kaoka again. She's the finest archer I know. I was Shippa's mother and mentor. Every time I stop by, she'd treat us to a veritable feast, preparing with fresh game she'd hunted herself. You're impressive with the bow too, Yahtzee, even among the Shatone. Oh, I couldn't compare to Kaoka. But her skills at arms pales in comparison to her knowledge of nature. That's what earned her a place among the Golajaja's traveling companions, after all. Really? She was always an inquisitive sort, but her journey across the world lit a fire within her. Even after Yolashipa was born, she often left him in my care so that she could embark on another expedition in search of the unknown. So, how you would cry and beg for her to take you along. It must have been hard on you. Yaliati, please. What? We're all friends here, aren't we? No matter how many times he asked, the answer was always the same. You can come when you prove you're a true explorer. Thus did you task me with finding the Golden City. Despite my best efforts, all paths lead nowhere. I assumed it was but a dreamer's fancy, a ploy to goad me into experiencing the wider world. But it was real. And we found it. Yeah. You found it? It's part of the rite of succession. I assumed everyone has heard. That's amazing. Oh, she'll be thrilled. And eager to bombard me with questions, no doubt. It's not that funny, actually. Well, we should be on our way. Sure. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give my best to Kahuka. Help! I need help! What's that about? Yeah, let's take a look. We'll investigate. Please, wait here. I'm coming too. What's the problem, Aaron? Don't. No doubt these are the infamous local bandits. Please, you have to help. I've been robbed. It's Namoka, Waklamat's nursemaid. Ehrenbell, Peter. Come any closer and we'll slit her throat from ear to ear. If you'll so much as nick her skin, you will not live to regret it. Oh, yeah? Hold on, did he say he was Waklamat's nursemaid? Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Now take the goods to the boss and we'll deal with this. Mm-hmm. Please, you have to give it back.
I'm going after Namika. I'll leave this lot to you. You should have no problem handling these people. Oh, cocky bastard. I'll hang him by the ears and feed the old woman to the dogs. You gotta deal with me first. We can deal with them later. First, we need to put this one in the dirt. Alright. Guess we're not gonna just land. Alright. Okay. Alright. This feels oddly appropriate. Dig the music too. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done without you. Wrong words. Well, don't know what I would have done without you. That's closer. The bandit managed to get away, but I have an idea where they may be headed. You said they stole something from you. A bracelet. It was a parting gift from what? Well, the problem is, this feels like West, and so I want to go Western accent, Southern accent, and this is supposed to be Latin. So, a bracelet. It was a parting gift from Lamat. I see. Close as you two were, I can only imagine how much it meant to you. What brings you all this way? When the rite of succession ended, Lamat crowned the next Dawn servant. She's ready to stand on her own. I told her as much, and of my plans to return home to Rasani. She gave me the bracelet that I might always remember our time together. It filled me with such joy. I wanted everyone to know, everyone to see this wonderful gift given to me by the vow of resolve. And now it's gone. I wouldn't have let them take every coin to my name, if only they had left me that bracelet. Well, I would ask what you intend to do, but I know that look. Oh, we're getting that bracelet back. Please, you mustn't put yourselves in harm's way for my sake. I can assure you, no harm will come to us. Pietro will make certain of that. I understand your methods can be brutal, but it would be wise to show some restraint, lest you find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Perhaps I should come as well, to make sure all proceeds as it should. I don't know what to say. I can see why Lamat has put so much faith in you both. Yeah, we got this. Before anything else, let us see her back to Shwasade Springs. She'll be safer in town. And with Ilani here to keep an eye on her, we should have nothing to worry about. All right. Thank you. Both of you. Now let's take care of it. And problems taken care of. So thinking back on Final Fantasies of the past, I believe there's a character with a cowboy hat in Final Fantasy VIII, if I'm remembering correctly. That's the most Western I can recall. There could also be a character in Final Fantasy VI, as I remember. It's got kind of a Western look about them. But yeah, for the most part, Final Fantasies don't use a whole lot of Western imagery, to my knowledge.
Ariel told me what happened, and you shouldn't... Ariel told me what happened, and you shouldn't even worry about Namika. If those bandits should find us, I'll kick off a fuss and see them driven off. That bracelet means everything to her, and these bastards won't care, even if they knew. It makes me sick. But at least she's safe. I know you'll set things right. If the Dustwatch can't be bothered to do their job, they can just piss off. All right, Erenville, you want to get this taken care of? All right, let's go and recover that bracelet. Well, I have nothing but contempt for the bandits. As this involves a gift from Wakalamat, we must be mindful of how our actions might reflect upon her. I doubt Namika would find joy in the return of said gift if lives were taken in the process. If it comes to violence, I ask that you'll stop short of killing them. The rest we can leave to the Dustwatch. Well now, that makes me think you're strong. Really strong, are you? I may have saved the star on occasion. You saved the star? That's a bold claim to make, but if true, it certainly speaks to your strength. If your curiosity has been sated, please indulge mine. Is there anything you can tell us about these bandits? Oh, let's see. Well, of late there's been talk about some unsavory types coming and going from Talawagani to the southwest. That old mining town that was abandoned. That's the one. Now that Ceruleum extraction is big business, no one wants to waste their time picking up dried up veins here. Sounds like the perfect lair for bandits, not to mention the one with the bracelet fled into that direction. So you'll be investigating the place. I can let the Dustwalk know if you like. Not yet. It'd be best if we went alone. There's something I'd like to ascertain, if you have no objections. Yeah, sure, go ahead, man. Great, thank you. Right then, let's be off.
Greetings to you. Can't tell you from around these parts, which is just dandy. You're from across the sea, am I right? Not too far from the birthplace of Ceruleum technology, I'm guessing. Just so happens I got a little job needs taken care of, and you're the prime candidate. You see, we got plenty of equipment that runs and extracts, and either extracts or runs on Ceruleum. But most of it was only built a few years ago. Compared to folks around here, I bet someone who grew up around machines like these could spot all kinds of flaws and whatnot. Think you could take a look?
Let's take a look. Inspect the Ceruleum refinery and look for flaws. Target a certain area and hit the X button. Ceruleum barrels. Large wooden barrels used to transport Ceruleum. But these containers are secure enough. Their eminent size and weight are likely to cause problems. Excess gas emissions. Excess Ceruleum gas is expelled at regular intervals. The apparatus is working as intended. The derrick pump is functioning correctly at present, but will probably deteriorate in a few years.
So how'd the inspection go? Don't go pulling no punches now.
The derrick pump will probably need repairing in a few years.
I hear you. Pretty much any of the moving parts are bound to undergo stress and strain. Even if they look fine now, there's still a high chance of breakage in the future.
We should avoid putting Ceruleum into wooden barrels. They're going to get too heavy.
You're right, the barrels are much too heavy. These were heroic to transport the refined ceruleum, but the larger the barrels, the less of a strain it'll be on our animals. Or the lighter the barrels, the less strain it will be on our animals. Our valves are expelling gas correctly, at least. That's a relief. Considering how difficult they were to build, I'm glad they won't be need repairing for a while. Well, in any case, I'm glad I asked for your help. Now all I gotta do is put your advice into action. I hate to admit it, we still gotta learn about maintaining and improving our equipment. Still, thanks to you, we got another step closer to fulfilling our potential. Don't be a stranger now, you hear?
What's a hunter when you need one? Oh, hey there. Say, you seem like a wild critter wrangling type. What do you say to a little honest work? You see, down by the cerulean pits, we've got ourselves something of an infestation. Cereal bombs, to be precise. Oh, now with them being flame-spewing, explode at the drop of a hat, sons of salamanders that they are. If even one got their fuel supplies, this whole place would be blown sky high. Until recently, we've always had a hunter friend of mine keep their numbers down, but he's temporarily incapacitated. I was thinking you could take his place. If so, there's a whole bunch of them midway south of here. Good hunting. Cool. And off we go, as the sun's trying to set. Digging the music. Volatile cerulean bombs near cerulean pit is a bad thing, right? Just seems like it would be. One more? Yep. Oh my gosh. 4 this time? The bird is insistent. He wants to be on the same side as me. He hates flying. Alright. Taken care of. Let's go ahead and head over here, because again, we're trying to focus more or less on the main quest until we get to level 96 to avoid that potential spoiler that I was warned about. It seems the bandits have cleared this place for themselves. That's some very interesting harness you got there, bro. They've made no attempt to conceal their presence.
How can the Dust Watch not have noticed by now? A question for another time. First, we must find the bracelet. I don't see the bandit who had it. Perhaps they're in one of the buildings. Ramshackle as they are, it should prove a simple thing to eavesdrop on anyone inside. If you would go and have a look about it, I'll watch for trouble. All right, sure. FFXIV. Nice. Bandits will not notice you here. You can safely eavesdrop from this side. Now that I've killed a bunch of them. Or at least one. Killed one of them. As you lean in to listen, you begin to pick out voices in the muffled chatter. Don't know where we'd be without him. Probably shoveling sand, praying we'd strike it rich. Ain't that bad. Only an idiot would work the mines with easy money to be had. Now we got a boss who can keep the Dust Watch off our backs. Hey, watch what you say. The wind's going to carry secrets to the wrong ears. Oh, maybe so, but who'd ever believe one of them sainted souls was running the crew? That drunk who bought our story about the gold shot in the Paca. Am I right? Ha ha ha! Hey, look. It's an acre drone. That's right. Ignore me. I'm not important. The bandits will not notice you here. You can safely eavesdrop from any side. As you lean in to listen, a familiar voice rings out through the wall. Let me out of here, you bastard. Shut your mouth, you sniveling little brat. Make me. I'll get all of you back for framing my friends. The vulture most of all. You can tell him he can eat shit. How about we give you a chance to tell him yourself? You'll see how tough you are then. Bandits will not notice you here. You can safely eavesdrop from this side. As you lean in to listen, you hear someone entering the room on the other side. I brought back a prize you're going to love, boss. Have a look at this bracelet. Beautiful, ain't it? Bet it was made by a famous artisan. Well, you idiot. How are we supposed to move something like this without attracting attention? Boss, please, I'm sorry. Reckon we could find a sailor who won't ask questions. Sell it for a song. Here's your reward. Don't bring me this kind of grief again. I won't, boss. Thank you. All right, what do we got? Finished, are you? Well, then let's retreat for now. So, were you able to learn anything?
Oh yeah, apparently someone I know is kidnapped, and they have a boss that like works for the Dusk Watch.
Their leader is a man of the Dust Watch.
That would explain why these bandits have been able to do as they please. And you say they gave the bracelet to him.
Seems they have our work cut out for us. Did you hear anything else of note?
Oh, somebody I know is kidnapped.
Kola. That's the boy who confronted one of the officers in town, isn't it?
And you say they threatened to take him to speak with the Vulture. Their leader's alias, no doubt. Fitting for a man who preys on the helpless.
Vulture's preying the dead, bro.
Well then, not only do we have a better idea of who's behind the recent rash of robberies in Horasuda, we also know who has the bracelet.
Retrieving it again without bloodshed will prove difficult, though. If he is that quick to point a gun at his own underlings.
We'll need to get him alone.
You're right. If we confront him with his henchmen around, a violent outcome is all but guaranteed.
I may have a plan.
There's a small settlement to the southeast of here.
Look at that word.
Meet me there, and I'll explain everything.
That word had to be 6 syllables at least. It's like, nope. Nope. Not gonna do that one. Okay. Well, I'll switch to Bard and turn in this one. All done. How many were there? A lot. A lot. Oh, you're kidding. They must have invited every damn bomb and his cousin to join the party. I think you got there just in time. Of course, calling them in the old-fashioned way is risky work. It ain't easy finding someone with the necessary skills. I guess we'd better come up with a better plan to keep them at bay. In any case, you've done us all a good turn, my friend. I just knew I'd pick the right guy for the job. That's good. All right. Absolutely sure that I have attended this Aetherized before I start heading around other places. Okay, I have. Good deal. Under the east, that's not far at all. Fine. Mescal marinated swamp punk. Northeast. That's also close by.
there. So, thinking back on it, I think Final Fantasy XV had a character in kind of a 273 to the southeast. Wow, this is all really close. Final Fantasy XV had a girl that was dressed in kind of Western garb as well. Cindy. Just a little over an hour left before we stop today. They're all really close to this spot. There we go. I was like, I need to get up here. So 5 down, 5 to go. Okay, northeast. Okay, that's a ways off. So we can finally actually try to get some of this other stuff done here. Level 95. That's still a ways off. There we are, Aaronville. If we're to retrieve the bracelet without conflict, it won't be done bargaining. It won't be done barging in through the front door. We'll have to lure him out. To do that, we'll avail ourselves of Yaka, a dragon-like creature that lives to the south of here. Oh yeah? It's their breeding season, you'll see, and the males will flock to the scent of a female in feet. With a few ingredients and a sample of their feces, I can create an attractant that resembles the scent when burned. We can lure the Yaka to the bandit's hideout, fleshing out the vulture and his king. Then, while they contend with our flying friends, we can sneak in and search for the bracelet. I'm afraid I must ask that you collect the excrement. While you see to that, I will go and procure the remaining ingredients. All right. Oh. And before you say anything, I did not ask you this because of any aversion to feces. It would simply be easier for me to find the specific species of wild plants we require. Here, take these 3 pouches. See them filled, now handle the rest. Time to grab some pieces. Take
close to the canyon. Some stegosauruses, don't mind them. To the edge right there, that little archipelago. That's where our aether current is. And to grab some, survey the area, see no sign of Yaka droppings. Oh, well, at least it was worth the trip. It's going to be the foul-smelling nest. Found a pile of Yaka droppings, and gingerly scooped them into your pouch. Unless I miss my guess. Somewhere around here. Maybe the freaking edge of this canyon. Going elms to the east. There it is. I'm looking around, I don't see it. It's like, look east, idiot. It's like, oh, there it is. I don't see it. It's literally right behind you. Oh, that would explain it. Napolitan. There's your leavings. Excellent. This will do nicely. All that's left is to mix the feces with Trumbleclaw fibers, dried navel-rendered fruit, and a generous helping of animal fat. Come, let's get back to Tolorani. Yes, those are all words I can say. Totally. Everything is ready. Time to set our plan into motion. Very good.
A fair number appear to be gathered inside. Now is our chance. I'll keep watch from here. The attractant I leave to you. Toss it into the bonfire near the middle of town. The Yaka will come soon after. All right. So we still got like 2 more areas, right? Yep, sure do. Into the campfire you go. Whee! Ugh, what is that smell? Ugh, that reeks. What did you just put in the fire? It wasn't me, I swear. Oh man, that stinks to high heaven. I swear, did somebody just poop in the fireplace? Oh, did something just die? Someone want to explain that ungodly stench to me? So here's the man with the item. He's got the MacGuffin. Boss, over there. What? Huh? What in the world? Part of the pterodactyl. Ah! Run for your lives! Some smokes we drew him here. I swear, when I find out who did this. They say our friend has stirred up enough trouble. Time to retrieve the bracelet. Sure. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm still in here in case you forgot. Sit tight, we'll be back for you. Well, you gotta get me out of here now. They're gonna kill me. I'm begging you, please. Shush, or they'll hear you. Oh, that may have been a little too loud. Shit, who was that? Hey, you gonna help me out or what? Oh, the bracelet must wait. Let's break him out and withdraw for now. All right. All that effort and not to show for it. Sorry about that. Damn, I didn't think anyone would have the balls to take on the vulture. No need to apologize. We're planning to save you eventually. Really? I don't even know who you are. Secret admirers of mine or something? That's definitely not the case. I'm just having fun with you. I do appreciate the help. This man they call the Vulture. I have seen his face before. Was he not the officer you confronted in town? One and the same. When he's not masquerading as a gang leader, he serves as deputy chief of the Dust Watch. Seems like a problem. That would explain why the bandits are so confident they can avoid capture. In a dust storm? You're trying to get back something to the Vulture store, all right? Let me help. It's the least I could do after you bailed me out back there. Have an idea where he hid his cash. Reckon he's headed there now, too. Get together and got a score to settle with him myself. I don't doubt that you'll do, but we need to know what it is first. Will you tell us? Right, so those bandits at Telei, they're called the Daybreakers, and it was me and my friends who founded the group. But it wasn't a gang of cutthroats, not back then. We just wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Kids getting harassed by bullies, workers being exploited by the mining concerns, folks that needed help to even the odds. That's 3 years ago. When we found something scheming in the shadows, we settled matters the best way we knew how. With a duel. I see. By the old laws. Anyone who loses a duel must be held to account for their crimes. Even those in positions of authority. We made damn sure they did, every time. Before we knew it, our small band of friends commanded a force to be reckoned with. Then, about a year ago, a Vulture and his thugs showed up. They got the better of us and took over the Daybreakers. Everyone was afraid of him, so they did his bidding without question. And when he showed them how he could make a fortune easily, well, that was when he really won them over. Now, the Daybreakers is nothing but a bunch of bandits and cutthroats who prey on people it was created to protect. Nowadays, anyway. Talked it over with my friends, Kiwiwa and Luane, and we all agreed the only way to stop him was to challenge him to a duel. And he accepted. Still remember how he gloated that he'd win. But when the day came, he showed up with a dust watch and had my friends arrested on charges of robbery. If that wasn't enough, he set their bail at a price so high, no one could ever hope to pay it. With him locked away, there's no one left to help me. None of my old friends at the Daybreakers, certainly not the Dust Watch. And that's why you were ready to challenge him in the middle of town. I was, till that guy with a spear stopped me. No sooner did I stepped out of town when the Vulture's minions caught me by surprise. They took me prisoner, and, well, you know the rest. So the Dust Watch will be of no help. Are they all working for Vulture, then? No, not all of them. The sheriff, Kimaka, is as honest as they come. Staunch keeper of the peace. Problem is, he's a little too trusting. He doesn't suspect a thing. If that was my word against the deputy chiefs, who do you think they'll believe? I don't have anybody from Holdenville, Ohio that I need to talk to. Who do you think they'll believe is my word against the deputy chiefs? I don't know. Well, if he knows this Vulture keeps the spoils, perhaps he can help us recover Namika's bracelet. What do you think? Yeah, let's go. For what it's worth, I have a plan, but I can't do it alone. A plan. All I ask is you hear me out, but not here. I've been waiting for you, Shawasika Springs. Yes, Shawasika, a very Western name. I guess we can decide what to do after he gives us the pitch. Sure.
think there's a Kawa. Good, you're here. This is where he hides his loot. I expect he'll show up soon. Shouldn't be long now before Rukia shows up. Well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems a bit risky, but I suppose it is an option for someone who has his authority. Sure. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels, where no one would think to look. They mix in with regular shipments of fuel to Tulia, where they're sold off. He said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he'll trust a lackey with that business. Give it the providence of peace. No, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got coin in hand. I wasn't sure what to make of you after Swati, but I'm glad to see you're more of an impulsive child, or more than an impulsive child. Oh, well, not my finest hour, I admit. But there's a lesson in that. A vulture's a slippery bastard, and if we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan, anyway. First, we need to lure him away from here, over to Husawati. That'd be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods. Using that will expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if Wawudi is carrying the bracelet, but regardless, there's enough time to find it once he's behind bars. But won't he simply feign ignorance? Oh, he'll try. That's why I'll challenge him to a duel. A duel. That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Every man, woman, and child of the wild understands the importance of duels in the old ways. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. But wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? Not if we'd be using live... It's not as if we'd be using live rounds, but I'm at risk of willing to take. So you want the hero. What's important is to get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the vulture. The plan is not without flaws. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? Yeah, as long as we get the bracelet back. You guys can do whatever. I'm not picky. That bracelet's really important to you, huh? Don't worry. So that bracelet's really important to you, huh? Don't worry. I'll see to it you get it back. Well, that's good. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. I was sin in Tuilawawi, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Oh, then you're with me. Tell the vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects a trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You want to buy your friend as much time as possible and make your way to Hasawati. Once you've got the vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Sure. All right, then, let's get to it. That was Hoti. The Yaka were likely the Shadowan's doing. What's his angle? Then there's the Brad. Past time I dealt with him. was oblivious to your presence. Perhaps a gentle poke will get his attention. Hey, poke, poke. What's this? Unfamiliar face in these parts. Have you need of the Dust Watch, sir? Yeah, I found a guy. He looked really suspicious. What? The coward tried to rob you, but you apprehended him. I see. So desperate was he to have his friends free from prison, he turned to a life of crime. How awful. You have my sincerest thanks, sir. Might I trouble you to take me to him? Well, Wiggy is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave him behind by entering a different area or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have a Woody accompany you again, return to the original location. Tour guide, but if you insist, Thawazia Springs is home to a thriving cerulean mining industry. The prospect of easy coin has attracted some undesirables, though. Man, I sure am glad to have such a good tour guide around. Alright, anyway, he's over this way. Is this the place? Well, I don't see him. Just a little further. I see. Well, very well. Lead on. I'm not very familiar with this area. Could you explain what this is? Golden fields. Blue gold. Excuse me for a moment. I gotta fight this monster. A lot of cereal bombs going on. A lot of beautiful succulent plants around. Oh man. These creatures keep fighting me. I'm not well fed anymore. This is the place, then. I would have sworn I left him here. Is this some sort of joke? Oh, I guess let's keep moving. Yeah, right here somewhere, for sure. Sunbeards. You ever noticed how aggressive the creatures are around here? You should have some kind of guard go around and, like, keep them from fighting people. Or killing people, or attacking random folk that come around. It's just the most inconvenient thing. Luckily I got my bird with me. He's a good fighter. You got a chocobo? They're great fighters.
I guess you guys have alpacas here. They're not as good at fighters. They're much better at spitting, though. My bird can barely spit at all.
This had better be the place.
I watched him tied up around a big rock. It must have been a different rock.
My patience is wearing awfully thin, so if he isn't at the next place we stop, I may be forced to do something you and I would both dearly regret.
My goodness, that guy's really high level. Definitely don't want to fight him. What are you talking about these creatures?
If you'd rather I feed you one raw, you'd best show up with that kid you see you picked up. Let's say rather I feed you one raw, needles and all, cut the chit-chat.
I just thought you could help me since I'm obviously lost here. And I don't know very much about this place.
Alright, where is he? I don't see him anywhere. Where's Zenokawa? Tell me where he is or I'll bury you in the same grave.
Confounded, he must have escaped.
That's it. I've had it with these games, and I've had it with you.
Oh, sorry, no habla inglés.
Hey, Wosude, you looking for me? If you want to place me under arrest, you have to work a little harder than that. You're begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you.
Wahoote! Finally caught up to me, I see.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Hey, that's my jewelry!
And my bag! So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Shisenuetsi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tuliyola. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
The audacity. Do we know who's behind this?
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Vau Wuklamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
It was. Congrats.
Oh, you've seen it then?
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
Oh, come off it. I saw you with a bracelet.
What's the meaning of this, Wuhute?
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only 'cause I found it. I swear. They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
You don't mean...
Wuhute, I challenge you to a duel. The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Yeah, have at it!
Let your pistols do the talking!
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
You refuse then? A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Come on, Zekawa! Give him what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Non-lethal bullets can often lead to an increase in injury. Definitely interesting little treatment. People are a lot more willing to use it. Look, that's the bracelet.
Little shit!
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go.
You drew your gun within town limits. But Wuhute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go. As are your friends.
Ha! You're not such a bad guy after all!
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wuhute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
That's how you say that word.
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about you, Zekua? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Here, this was Vawuklamat's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes. A person very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the vulture.
Bye now. That ended up being rather more complicated than expected. But all's well that ends well. Whew, finally it's over. Couldn't have brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. I'll think of a way. That's a pretty nice shot, right? Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to Shoseki Springs. Will you be staying there long? I'd like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there is no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. Hey, aren't you the one stirring up a fuss in town not long ago? I use a capable hand like yours if you're willing to lend it. My name's Tanazoe. I'm not from around here, truth be told. I live in Lagos, but I'm here visiting my grandson. I was expected to see him long after. I wasn't expecting to see him after so long, but then I spied him dealing with some unsavory-looking man, exchanging unusually large sums of money. I confronted him about what I saw. He said little more than it's just a misunderstanding and grumbled as he changes the subject. I realize this is sudden, but could you see if there's anything to be done to help him? He's in trouble, I just know it. I can try to help. Oh, a weight's been lifted off my heart. Bless you, sir. My name is Zedaweka. Last I saw him, he was heading inside this here saloon. The Tomonotora with a red cap pulled down over his face to cover those bruises, most like. You can't miss him. Oh, I think you'll underestimate my ability to miss things. Well, time to get high in the saloon. There he is. New face in town, huh? Well, what can I do for you? Your granddad was asking after you. Thinks I'm in trouble, does he? Well, there he goes, jumping to conclusions as usual. It'd be less of a hassle if I didn't tell him. Truth is, I've been helping other folk in town with their money troubles. Matter of fact, the man you saw leaving just a moment ago is one of my clients. Oh? Should probably explain from the beginning. My work involves loaning a guild to folks having trouble with corn for one reason or another. There's a reason I don't lend it to let them pell. I'll get to that in a moment. My family's lived here long before there ever was a town here. But then people moved in, they started expanding, and before long, Kamwaka's family approached us about selling our land. It was around that time when trade overseas was gaining popularity. I had it on good authority that Gil's on its way to becoming a common currency here in the walls. So I decided to sell the land for Gil and use those funds to start my business. Sure enough, everything went as expected, and the business is starting to do well. Not without its trouble, seeing its money is involved, but I never lend any unsavory types.
Why not simply explain this all to your grandfather? The whole point of me keeping silent was so I wouldn't make him worry. Seems only silence only made it worse. He found himself in a real tight corner once. Gil's what got him there. Now he wants nothing to do with the stuff. When I told him about my idea to sell the land, the moment Gil came out of my mouth, the whole mood turned sour. Said he put everything into my name, and whatever happens after that's on me. Not exactly easy to bring up my work when it involves the one thing he seems to hate more than anything else. Maybe it's time I changed that. This job does more than just put food on the table. I'm able to help people, help this town. How do I get him to see that? I don't know. I got it. You're going to come and watch me work. I'm going to what now? Grandpa won't hear anything I have to say if it involves Gil, but he might come around to a first-hand account from you. So come see what's good in my work does for Hamawata. How I help the people here. He did send you here to help me, didn't he? I promised to make it worth your while. All right. Awesome. Right then, before we get started, I should probably know who it is I'm working with. I'm Peter Krolinsk. Peter, huh? Well, Peter, our first job is to go and see a miner named Wakwazai. Well, whatever. He had a pretty bad accident on the job a while back, and had no money for treatment or much of anything, really. So I loaned him to Gil. He needed to get on his feet. But now it's well past time he returns what he owes, and he hasn't said a word. It's been time enough for him to not only return back to work, but also receive his wages. Several times, in fact. Usually comes here into town when he's not working. His shift ends soon. Meet me just outside the town, and if we're lucky, we'll catch him just as he arrives. Well, this has the potential to be very awkward. I'm really not much of a debt collector myself. Hey, look, it's a foreign servant. How good to see you. Keeping your belly full throughout your adventures, I hope. Yeah, I get enough. A most terrible stomach rumbling through me to this place. I'm afraid I cannot yet make my presence known to the people here. Might I beg your assistance? It's an otherwise strapping Talatawano man, in dire need of sustenance. If you'll follow me. I suppose I would. Do you feel it? That foul wind sweeping across the wilds. Stings like this pain in my stomach every time I think about what I did. All I wanted was to get away from home and get out of inherited that damn farm. I thought if I could find ceruleum out there, I'd get rich. So I used every pelt of my name and bought mining equipment, and I started digging. Day in, day out, hoping to find something, anything, to recoup what I'd lost. And I found, since coming here, all I found, well, was disappointment. Oh dear, his stomach is gripped by the deepest despair. What he needs is something to rekindle the flame of hope in his belly. This should serve. Corn roasted with a fiery passion that burns in my bosom. All right. Here you go. Roasted corn. That takes me back. Mom used to cook this stuff all the time. God, I was such a horrible kid. Never listened, never always complained. But she loved me anyway. If anything happened to me out here, I don't even want to think about it. I should go home and apologize. Maybe see who was working those corn crops. Thank goodness we arrived when we did. That roasted corn serves well to help remedy what ails him so. Left unchecked, this frustration may well lead to anger, which could unleash on himself or others. With a full belly, however, he has the clarity of mind to remember what matters most to him, his family. The rumbling of bellies has ceased here in Huawati, and so I believe it is time I took my leave. Take care, my friend. It's so bright here. Looks like a cactuar there at the gate. You here for the money? I was gonna pay. Honest, I just mixed up the dates. So could we settle this later? I'm busy. Listen, I know you're lying, Malwazi, and you're not going anywhere till we can look me in the eye and tell me why you're late paying me back. He's obviously hiding something. I'm not looking to start no trouble. I just suppose there's anything you could do to persuade him. Maybe a little flex to show him more serious. Look at these muscles. Oh my goodness, I am so strong. Oh, you gads. Look at those arms. Those freakishly hard neck muscles and those pecs. Fine, and just put all that away. It's all here and with interest. If you had the money, why go through the trouble of avoiding me? Well, and I still in the men, my lady friend took real good care of me. See, I wanted to buy something fancy to think of. Well, I understand, really I do, but if you really want to make her happy, you need to get your life together, bro. I'm willing to give you a loan one last time, but we're going to have a long talk about how you manage your savings first. You're right. What good am I to her if I'm out on the street without a guild or even a pill to my name? I'll give it some thought. We can talk later. See ya. All right, see ya. Can't blame him for wanting to show his appreciation to a loved one, but it's no excuse to get carried away from his spending. So what do you think of my job? The money I loaned him paid for his treatment and supported him through his recovery. That has to count for something, right? I'm still not convinced. Seems like you're loan sharking people. Well, there's always our next client. When you're ready, we can be on our way. Do I have to help you with loan sharking? It's really not a thing. Let's get back to it. Yeah, I should warn you, the next client I hadn't had no hail of him since. Luckily for us, I heard of an acquaintance of mine that someone as fitting his description was lurking near the Shak Tural Sky Gate. We're looking for a minstrel named Zemshi. It's Sorrow with black hair, about the same age as me, and surprisingly shy. I'll meet you there. Okay. Nearest one is nowhere near us. Sanaya. God, I'm thirsty. God, I'm thirsty. Here, have some freshly cooked noodles and some freshly cut tuna. Thirsty, huh? Have some tuna. For me?
Oh, from the saddle tender farmer. His timing is impeccable as always. Water-laden as they are, nopales and tuna can be lifesavers when you're traveling around the wilds. Luckily for me, they make great feed for the Ronique as well. My thanks for the delivery, sir.
See, you keep saying the word tuna. I don't think that word means what you think it means. Hey there, unassuming merchant. Something that you need? Yeah, I was just thinking maybe you want something. What he sent you, did she? All this trouble, and he couldn't be asked to pick it up himself. Well, it's his money, and a rather hefty sum at that. Ordered this beauty all the way from Orapacha. He'll be understandably cross for anything to happen to that crate, so do be careful.
What? Who are you?
I'm just looking for somebody. Maybe you, I don't know.
Yes, I'm Zenji, but what do you want from me?
Oh, you found him. Nice work, Pieta.
Zamaka, what are you doing here?
Well, looking for you. Word around town was you're in a hurry to leave the Yoctoral, but I'm afraid I can't let you leave just yet. He may not look it, but Zemshi is quite a popular minstrel in Swade. Or at least he was. It's been what feels like an age since last he wrote a song, and you can only make so much singing the same old tune day in and day out. Zemshir came up to me for help, and I gladly offered him a loan. I should have been enough to help him get on his inspiration back.
But it hasn't. And with no money to pay you back, I panicked. Maybe I sold my instruments, and
Those instruments are your livelihood. I could never ask you to do such a thing. Yeah. Give me a hand.
Huh? Yeah? But I've yet to return with our RDO.
What you need is to meet new people and see new places. Experience more of the world than just Huaswadi. A minstrel's inspiration doesn't come just from thin air, right?
You're not wrong. All I could think about is how my songs weren't good enough anymore. How everyone was disappointed in me. My heart was so full of fear and anxiety, I guess I left no room for music.
So take that money and go to Yoctoral. And for the next month, I want you to travel. See everything there is to see. Find your muse, bring back the Zemshir that we all know and love.
Oh, thank you, Zaweka. I won't let this skill go to waste, I swear it.
So what do you think? Job well done, wouldn't you say?
Isn't it risky loaning to people who run off like that?
What do you expect me to do? I'm not a monster. Besides, I see this as more of an investment for the future. There's still one last client left on my list. One more opportunity for you to learn about my work. Ready? Good. We're off to see a young dancer by the name of Tauru Mezi. She's pretty famous in Huaswade with fans all over Shalune. It's a real shame when she had to quit on account of being so sick. The medicine she needed was expensive, to say the least, but I footed the bill. She reached out to me not long ago with the good news that she's not only fully recovered, but looking to start dancing again. There's going to be a comeback performance soon, but she asked me to stop on by to discuss something beforehand. Can't imagine what, though. Still plenty of time before she needs to make her first payment. In any case, let's go and pay her a visit. Delivered the clandestine crate to the discreet location, behind the saloon in Hwaswati before the time runs out. You have 2 minutes to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. Hi, Kitty. Beware of attacks from enemies. They will sap your strength. Kitty says hello. Yeah, I love you too, Kitty. Oh, man. Switching jobs made me drop it. Let's try again. Oh, Kitty. Settle down. Stop walking on me. Kitty says hello. Don't you smoke? This isn't where I need to turn in the clandestine crate. Is it over here, maybe? It's upstairs. Got 36 seconds to figure out where this crate goes. There we go. Right back to the saloon with the package safely in tow. Now I would be glad to hear both you and the crate are in one piece. It's done then? Good, good. Can't tell anyone where that package is full of premium Perlulu mezcal. Can't find mezcal at plenty in Zactoral, so I personally never thought much of this stuff. Until the Pelo Pelo changed things, that is. Story goes that a Pelo Pelo merchant visited one of our distilleries and complained about the poor quality of their wares. Gutted by the insult, the owner was fit to throw him out. Then they tried the merchant's mezcal. Wasn't long before the Pelo Pelo way of distilling was adopted and refined, and for me it was love at first sip. If anyone were to see me here with a bottle, it'd be empty before I could pour myself a glass. But thanks to you, I'll be relaxing this evening with my favorite drink. Here, a little something for your trouble. Monies. There's a happy cat in my lap. All your empty hands tell me you finished making the deliveries. What do you think? Seeing their elation at the delivery of fresh sabatenda piqued your interest, or maybe even worked up your appetite? You rarely find it eaten anywhere outside the wilds, but someday I hope to share the joys of sabatenda cuisine with all the Tyrell. Nah, with the world. It's a far-fetched dream, perhaps, but so long as travelers like yourself happen to be passing through, there's one more person I can reach. Next time your stomach grows with hunger, I hope you'll consider answering with fresh sabatenda. Hey there, Tom Nancy.
Zawaka, it's so good to see you. Oh, and you brought a friend. Well, let me get right to the point. I want you to help promote my upcoming show, and I want you to do it with dancing.
Hey, look, it's somebody I can ban. Hooray.
There we go. Dancing? Oh, you can't be serious. A far more exciting alternative is standing idly passing around flowers, surely. I've seen how well you can dance. After what you had a few drinks in the saloon, all the more proceeds can go toward repaying that debt to you with interest. And so the more people there are in attendance, the sooner you can be repaid in full. And your friend here, he's not from Tyrol, is he? Oh, no doubt he knows a step or two that will draw the eyes of passers-by. So what do you say? Well, friend, I hope you're wearing your dancing shoes. We must go and dance for the good folks of Horsawati. Let's go and garner what interest we can for the show and meet me here afterward. Sure, I can dance. I got a lot of great dances, and also a really goofy dance that I started with. And I guess we're going to be doing the goofy one, huh? Off you go, kitty. Hey, no, stop playing with my cord. Silly cat. Okay. Kitty's like, hey, this isn't distracting, is it? Oh man, I got 8 minutes left before I gotta stop. Where does the time go? What's all this now? If you want a drink, I suppose I can call the boys for a round or two. I want to show you my moves. You got what it takes to keep up with me, huh? I don't think you do. Look at how amazing this dance is. Oh my gosh. You can handle this. Well, that's some mighty fine footwork you got there. Reminds me of old Talmezi. Yeah, well, there's a dancing show coming up soon. A comeback show, really? Oh, no time for drinking then. We best get ready for the show. Yep. That's what she looks like, only, hotter, because, she's a girl. Something you need. I've just finished buying my tuna, and I can spare some time before it needs to get stored. Oh man, have you seen these moves? I am a dancing king. You would not believe my dancing abilities. How he finishes. Goodness, what did I do to deserve this performance? I don't know, you probably sinned in a previous life. The comeback performance of a famed dancer. I've never seen one of those shows before, but it would make for a wonderful story to share when I return home. I'll have to stop by and see it. If you got business with the Dust Watch, apologies, sir, but we're off duty. Might I suggest you speak with someone inside? Oh, yeah? Policeman, huh? Watch this. Oh, man. I can't stop myself. Can't stop this feeling. A dancer, huh? Not sure what we did to deserve this entertainment, but thank you. Yeah, you find more at the YMCA. They're having a big dance-off or something. Oh, I see. I heard she's retiring after falling ill, but you say she's back and planning a performance. We certainly want to miss that. Come on, fellas. Let's abandon our posts and go watch this dancing girl. If she knows the cha-cha. You alright? That sounds like Weckler. You get robbed? Well, she's drawn quite a crowd. Even after all this time, the fans adore her. Whew, I may have gotten a little carried away with my dancing, but people sure seem to enjoy it, so hopefully that means more people are attending the show.
Bro, you all right? You definitely should not be putting yourself out like this.
Seeing that we got more time before the end of the show, now might be a good time to tell you more about how I started this business.
Sure, why not?
Said my grandpa found himself in a tight corner once because of Gil. That was a long time ago, before selling our land, even before I was born. These stars. I love the stars in this game, always. Even when Hoswade was little more than a sparse collection of shops, I still saw its fair share of tradesmen passing through. My father to them for Pell. One day, while trying to sell more game, a merchant told him that Gil would soon become the currency of choice in Shaloi. That they'd be better off exchanging all their Pell for Gil while there was still time. Unable to see through the lies, they played into the scheme, trading away all their hard-earned Pell at horrible rates. With only a paltry sum of Gil left of their names, they were at a loss. Then they met the woman who would eventually become my mother. She was deeply moved by their plight, and so she lent them the money she had been saving to start a new life in Tully-the-Long. You can't put a price on such an act of selflessness, which is why when they learned what their savings were for, they opened their home to her until they could repay their debt. The three began a new life together. Years passed, and by the time the debt had been repaid, my parents had already fallen in love. It's a story my mother told me when she was a child. My mother told me when I was a child, not when she was a child. Oh, God, that'd be horrifying. Before bed. before they passed away, you see. If not for my mother's kindness, I wouldn't be here. All I ever wanted was to follow in her footsteps. That's why I sold our land and started my business.
I think your grandfather would understand if you just told him.
That's assuming he'd even stop to listen. That's where you come in. I imagine it won't be much longer before Tomometti is finished. Grandpa's in there watching her show. He likes to watch dancing girls. I try not to judge him too much, Dirty old man and all that. Seems it'll be a little while longer, so why don't you wait here for me in Talmezi? Besides, about that time you returned to speak with my grandfather, I think by now you've seen all there is to see of my work. I'm honestly sure I saw him over at the saloon, so go ahead and give him your honest thoughts about my work. So this will be the last one we do before we end for the day. You're back. Tell me true, traveler, what sort of trouble has my grandson been up to?
Oh, he's been lending money to people to be nice.
Dealing in loans and swindling people out of their Pell, I'm sure. God, I thought we raised him better than that.
He just wants to carry on his parents' legacy.
Two of the gentlest souls I ever known. You say he means to follow in their footsteps. You said he's over at the dance hall, right? I made up my mind. I need to see what's become of my grandson with my own eyes. I need to know he's all right. It should be fine if I observe from a distance. Of course, these old bones don't move as fast as they used to. You go on ahead. I'll be right behind you.
Will there be a happy ending resolution to this story? Find out next time. I'm just kidding. We'll finish this real quick.
None of the people I usually watch are on, so guess I'll end for the day after this. I was going to try and send you somewhere, but appears none of the people I usually watch are on. But this show is a huge success, thanks in no small part to your help. Here, as I promised. This is far more than we agreed upon. I can't accept this. Oh, don't be silly. I only wish I had more to offer. I could never have hoped to afford that medicine from Tuilalau, and I had made peace with the consequences of that, grim though that may sound. But you wouldn't hear it. You loaned me the money I needed for treatment, and here I am, taking the stage again. A dream come true in every sense of the word. You've given me a second chance at life, and for that I am forever grateful. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Oh. I think I've seen enough. Grandpa, what are you doing here? I wish to see what an upstanding individual my grandson's become, and thanks to the two of you, my heart's at ease. I carried on so much resentment for these money lenders. I assumed the worst when I heard about your job. I was blinded by the good you could do and the people you could help, like your mother helped me, and your father once upon a time. You reach out a hand to those who find themselves on the brink of ruin, and with the greatest of care, you pull them back. I suppose I do. But I'm sorry I didn't talk to you sooner. I was convinced you'd be cross with me, and I didn't know how to broach the topic without upsetting you. Always so considerate. This town could stand a little more of that. I'd like to hear more about your job, if that's all right. After you finished work for the day, of course. Well, our business here is finished, so don't let me keep you. Go and put that extra gill I gave you to good use at the saloon. You're determined to see me keep it, aren't you? Well, I suppose Grandpa and I have a lot of catching up to do. Mm-hmm. You go on ahead to the saloon. I'll need to speak with Peter for just a moment. All right. Good to talk to you, sir. Bye. Thank you again for all your help. I was more than a little shocked to see your health, Grandpa, but I'm glad we're finally able to talk. I owe you a great debt, Peter, and I'll do my damnedest to try and repay it someday. If you ever find yourself having trouble with corn, I hope you'll think to call on me. Oh. All right, and that's where we're going to end today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you were here just for the rewards, I hope you enjoy those. And hopefully you'll come around again. Here is my Discord again, just in case. Feel free to stop by there anytime you'd like. And I will see you later. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, 7:30. See you then.